I wasn't recording. I can't believe I have to do that again. Hello, my name is Fintan and today is day 2 of playing the European Poker Tour. It's actually my first time ever playing it in Paris because the 16th of February is my wedding anniversary, which means that this day last year I was getting married, and that means that today
it's going to be more expensive for Fintan off the table than it is on the table.
I was going to say I'm going to spend a lovely bit of time with my wife exploring around Paris. There's some really scary police officers looking at me, and I don't know. This says
the Department of Justice.
The Department of Justice, and we're pointing a camera at it. I feel like, have you seen the way the riots go in Paris? I don't want to be a pawn in that game.
They're everywhere. It's just normal. It's just normal. Everyone just does it.
We are going to go get ourselves some lunch, get ourselves some coffee, and we're going to explore Paris a little bit before I get into the France Poker Series €1,000 tournament for the 4th time. I'll chat to you in a little bit. It is a low morale start to the trip. That is bullet number 4 in the bin. And like I mentioned earlier, today is my wedding anniversary. And I decided that instead of walking around the city of love, instead of wandering around the streets of Paris, I gotta get to the casino because Late Reg is closed earlier than I thought. We got in at the very last moment, which means that you get in for 20,000 chips. It is big blind 1500, which for the mathematicians is 20 big blinds. I didn't really play many hands, raised folded once or twice, and then I got 10 big blinds with pocket jacks. A player on my right decides to go all in for about 5 big blinds. I shoved the button. Mark McDonald, one of the best Irish players of all time, absolute lovely lad, and someone I was enjoying catching up with, decides to give us the spin with queen jack off. The guy on my right has ace queen. Of course, there's a queen on the flop, but obviously I'm only taking the piss, not that mad. It has only been 4 bullets so far. There is one more turbo flight that we are going to get into. In my opinion, the turbo flight is probably the best flight. You might think I'm joking saying that, but most of the flights, when there's multi-days, lots of entries, end at like big blind 3K or 4K. When you're playing the turbo flight, it goes to big blind 12K, which means that in the middle, big blind ante, plus the small blind is 12, 12 plus 6. That is 30,000 chips. That is a starting stack. That means that if you can get yourself a big stack on the bubble in the turbo flight, you have got a monster chance to run up a huge stack. And it is my last chance. Luckily for me, if I do end up busting, it is what it is. It is my anniversary in Paris. We have a nice fallback plan, but I would love to make day 2. I don't want to be 5 bullets. I don't want to be €5,500 down without even a sniff of a day 2. All right, one more bullet. Let's go do it. Let's make day 2. Also, a little side note, there's a bloody brilliant view from my hotel room, but I don't see the Eiffel Tower. Where are you, Eiffel Tower? Also, I definitely got these for my wife, and it wasn't PokerStars being really nice. I definitely organized a lovely gift on my anniversary. It wasn't PokerStars. Why you make me look bad? Beautiful.
A few moments later.
The dream is dead in the €1,000 FPS. €4 million prize pool, but it is not gonna be for me. I fired 5 bullets. I didn't get anything going on any of them. It was a little bit sad. There was no sniff of a bubble, no sniff of a deep run. This one, the most interesting hand I've played so far, was the very first hand when we sat down. I tried to get everybody on the table to go all in blind. Didn't get it going. But someone would have had 240k, and that would have been, that would have been probably good enough to make day 2 right off the bat. But the cutoff raises, I defend in a big blind with ace-7 offsuit, 2 black cards. Flop comes out 7, tray, deuce, all red cards, all hearts. I check call for 900 chips. The turn is an offsuit 6. They bet again. This time they bet about pot. This time they bet 3,800 chips. It feels a little bit grim. I've got 1 pair. I have no hearts, but I've got top pair and I don't like to fold. So we call. The river is the 9 of hearts. And a reminder, I don't have a single heart. I check, they bet 6,500. Look, I have this theory in live poker. People will not really be balanced when they bet these smaller sizes at all. Like they'll just bet their hand. So I thought they had a flush, but I didn't think that they would call if I went all in. So I got my big boy boots on, check raised all in, and they snap showed king, queen of hearts. And I was like, oh, they're gonna call, this is not good. And then they slapped them against the table, they folded. It was a little bit disrespectful how quickly they folded actually. So I decided to windmill the bluff in their face. Hello. There's loads of people looking at me. I need to get over this fear of people looking at me. They're not too happy about it, but we get off to a very good start. And that was honestly the highlight of my 5 bullets. That one hand. Fuck. A little while later, I raised with 10-8 of diamonds. I had 25 big blinds, which was 30,000 chips. A big blind 1,200. The flop comes out 10-8-7. There was 4 players in the pot. I checked it over to the button, who decided to bet. I went all in, 2 folds and a very quick call. They had Jack 9 for a flop straight, and I was out of there. So that is the end of our adventure in the 1,000 euro FPS. But it is just the beginning of the EPT. We are going to be playing the 2K high roller on Monday. Next week is the 10K. Next week is the 5K main event. We are just getting started here in Paris. And whilst it has not gone well so far, I'm pretty sure if you follow along, we are going to get at least one sick run in the next 10 days. Thanks for watching. Chat to you soon.